even another week after the bye week, we find ourselves with another episode with just the audio here for you. Thank you, everybody, for joining the Blue Brothers Sportscast. It has been 2 weeks removed from Michigan's loss on the road to number 8 Indiana. I think it went quite differently than most of us imagined, with it just being a 2015 loss. Quite unfortunate because the defense did what it needed to help the team win, and the offense just fell short and did not convert when they needed to. Honestly, the thing that I found most interesting about this is that the defense, and particularly the second half, that was the defense that I believe that all of us kind of expected this season from Michigan. Would it have made a huge impact in outcomes for most of their games? No, maybe a couple, but certainly not all five of their losses. Obviously, as you saw, even though the defense had that performance that they had, they still were not able to overcome Indiana on the road. They're talking about the bye week as a buy-in week to be able to try to get Michigan to rally and get their last get a win for their last home game of the season. That would be huge because that would make them bowl eligible. And frankly, if the reigning national champions were not able to make a bowl game the following season, that would be just another level of epic disappointment. I'm sure it's probably been discussed on some of the sports platforms, but I'm not sure the last time that would have happened where a national champion team was not even able to make a bowl game the following season. We find ourselves here, and it is just disappointment after disappointment. This coming weekend against Northwestern could be the one positive takeaway, because honestly, I do think that would be very important for Michigan to be able to play in a bowl game, to get some of those players on the field for that game still, even though it's not anything remotely close to the playoff picture. And so a win at home against 4-6 Northwestern would get them there. This team only has wins over at home against Miami of Ohio, against Eastern Illinois, and then on the road at Maryland and at Purdue. So nothing very surprising or very special about their record. They were able to compete with OSU last weekend for the first quarter into the second quarter, but then the Buckeyes blew the doors off in that game and easily won it. So I think the greatest thing working for Michigan in this situation is that it's a home game. It seems like it's impossible for them to win on the road, so that this is at home makes a huge difference, because they only do have their two home losses were against Texas and Oregon, of course, two of the top 5 teams in the country. Outside of that, they have been able to get the job done when playing at home. Confidence is not super high in this. I mean, I feel comfortable with it, but what I would hope for is the defense to continue doing what they're doing, because if they can, then I feel quite confident that they'll be able to get this win. But Michigan's not exactly notorious for doing great things after bye weeks. And with what this season is, I don't have a lot of confidence in much of anything. So the season's not over. I will gladly watch Michigan if they make a bowl game. I mean, it's not really going to be anything for bragging rights. Really, the only thing that comes up for something to be able to brag about, besides being able to still beat MSU this season, would be how they perform the following weekend against OSU. And that's a whole nother story, whole nother conversation. So, this is kind of do or die for them, because Every game is winnable, but of course, I mean, we're talking about the number two ranked Ohio State for the following week, and that's going to be an even higher mountain to climb for them. So this is really it. They need to win this game against Northwestern. And could they get caught looking ahead to playing Ohio State? Absolutely. This team has not shown the mental toughness that you have seen in the past three seasons. And so I would not put that past them on them looking ahead to the OSU game instead of focusing on getting their sixth win of the season and playing one game at a time. What I am predicting though is going to be a win. Fortunately, let's hope that that I can be correct this time with a good prediction because I have been pretty accurate with some of the most recent losses that have happened. And so for the win being able to be pulled out Michigan this weekend, I'm anticipating not a lot of scoring. Both Michigan and Northwestern are not known for scoring this season. So I believe that it will be a score of 24-14 Michigan over Northwestern at home. Even then, saying those numbers, it makes it sound like almost too many points for Michigan considering their recent games because they have all the way, you would have to go all the way back to the game against Minnesota when Michigan was able to score more than 24 points. And only one game since then have they scored a total of 24 points, and that was against MSU, and it was a home game. So maybe they'll be able to do it again. Maybe they'll be able to put 24 points up on the board. We'll see this weekend. We'll find out. I know it's been a little bit chaotic for me, and these episodes have been very sparse this season. They have not had as much content as they have before, but I'm hoping to free up some time and make sure to get things ready for the coverage of the following game on the road against Ohio State after Michigan plays Northwestern this weekend. It's been a long season and it's still not done. I always look forward to college football season, but this year for Michigan personally, it has been, of course, a little bit of a drag. Hopefully, it can be a little bit of a bright spot this weekend against Northwestern. So, thanks everybody for tuning in. We'll be back next time to talk about the results of the game and look forward to the OSU game. As always, until then, go blue.